Hi there, my name's Stephen from Angling Active, and with the salmon season underway now, we thought it would be a good opportunity to run through some spring salmon fishing tactics. First of all, we've got a Rio Skagit Max Skagit head. So Skagit lines are great for spring salmon fishing. They enable you to cast big heavy flies, big heavy sink tips with ease, far easier than you'd be able to do with a standard kind of shooting head setup. You'll also be able to fish far heavier tips and things off the end of this, so things like mo tips or T tips. Ideal for just being able to fish that fly much deeper. You really want to present your fly right in front of the fish. The water's going to be cold, they're less willing to move for a fly, so you really want to swing your flies kind of right down in their face and annoy them essentially. A couple of tips I've got there are both Rio mo tips. So these are in the heavy option, so you'll be able to turn them over on the likes of this 600 grain Skagit head, no problem at all. One of them there is floating, so 5 foot of it's floating, 5 foot of it's T14. So if you're maybe in a slightly shallower pool that you need to just get down that wee bit anyway, that's a good option. If you want something that's full tungsten, this is a 10 foot length of just full T14. You can go for longer options than this, so you'll also get 15 foot lengths of it as well. The 10s do tend to be the most popular option. In terms of flies as well, so as I kind of touched on already, Skagits are really good for turning over those big heavy sink tips like these T tips, but your flies are also often going to have quite a bit of weight in them. For things like that, kind of fairly standard spring pattern, just a gold bodied willy gun, so that's on a 1-inch tube. You could turn that over on a standard shooting head setup, but certainly with a Skagit and a big heavy tip, it's just made so much easier. That there is actually a tungsten body tube, so again 1 inch in length, but tungsten, so you've got a fair bit of weight in that fly. And when it comes to that kind of style of pattern, that's when you're really needing a Skagit to turn that fly over and get fishing far easier. And lastly is one of the Froden series of flies. So that's a TTT Pathagorva. These flies have got very little kind of material on them essentially, but they swim beautifully in the water. But you do have a tungsten TTT body in there, so again quite a lot of weight in there. In terms of leader material to fish them off of, I tend to just stick with fluorocarbon, something like Seagar Ace Hard there. That one there's 23.5 pound, kind of 19, 20 odd pounds is really what you want to be fishing. You do have the chance of getting into some really big fish. I don't think they're really particularly leader shy either, and having something a wee bit heavier and thicker, a slightly stiffer fluorocarbon leader also helps just turn those flies over. If you fish something that's too light, too limp, you'll probably find that your tip might turn over but your leader might not with the flying end of it. So yeah, that's some of our kind of top picks for spring salmon fishing.